Okay, welcome back. This is going to be a little webinar and a little series on each of the essential oils by frequency. So this is the first oil, and we're basically going to go through also the new energy body of the 9 centers. So the first center that we're going to deal with is the first chakra, which is in the base of our bodies, right at the coccyx, kind of like hanging out there in our hips, and it's usually a red color, and that's actually only true in this planet, by the way. But anyways, that red frequency is 174 hertz. That's its fundamental resonance, and then after that it has a lot of different harmonics. And so this is actually why I put different plants and essential oils in these bottles, is because each of the chakras have a different frequency and then different harmonic frequencies. And so in order to really create a beautiful product that actually works on rebalancing and giving all the support that the chakra needs to function, to reopen and to rebalance itself, it needed all of the different frequencies that it actually incorporates, right? So the first chakra is all about the grounding, and it's about our heritage through, let's say, our genetics and our lineages. So it's very much about regrounding ourselves into our lineage, into our past. And we can actually see now that with genetics, we have actually, and we're carrying energy from our ancestors up to about 24 generations, I think it is. And so the first chakra is not only about our lineage, and it's to help the body ground into this material plane, this existence as a physical being. And it's all about the first door, let's say, that connects to the earth frequency. It connects to the materialization of earth, all the minerals basically that we're trying to get, which is actually the metals that we're actually trying to bring into our body. And so it helps with the pressure of being alive in a physical form. So there's a certain stress that the physical world gives us that is felt in this first chakra. And in that, it's correlated to the cerebral and the adrenal glands, and basically comes up into the kidneys a little bit, but it's really all and everything that has to do with the base of our structure, the foundations of our structure. So it really helps with food and with money, with our housing, with our vehicle, with the body, and everything that's basically very primal. And when we're off in this chakra, we're gonna have issues with those aspects. And so in the last 10 years, over 3,000 people that I've seen, pretty much every single person had this chakra closed and not functioning optimally. So whatever class, whatever culture, there is this deep change that's happening in how we relate to the physical world. And that's very obvious, and we have a hard time of accepting this natural changing thing. We're always looking to, keep the status quo, make things not change, so that we can kind of center into stability. And in a sense, this stability is a little bit illusional, because life is about change. And the evolution of our life is about bringing new changes and actually constant change. And so finding and grounding into this continuous change is how we can gain stability. And so this essential oil, trust, which is what I called it, is really all about that. It's about bringing a trust in life's abilities of nourishing ourselves and keeping us grounded into these continuous changes that are happening in the world and within our life. And so basically, you see this oil, it's got this pretty intense smell that really is here to ground us, to bring that feeling of security. It actually kind of brings us into the body. There's a lot of cinnamon, there's a lot of patchouli, there's a lot of vetiver, there is spikenard, angelica, pine, a little bit of carrot and black spruce, and juniper and frankincense to round it out, with a touch of almond oil that I use as a base, because most of these oils are so high in frequency, and having all of these oils, they need a bit of a base of an almond or a vegetable oil that I used, and I picked almond because it was the most neutral and it has this really nice feeling, so that we can actually apply these oils to the body without having any kind of negative effects. Okay, so one of the ways that I use these oils is I reach out my hand and I just kind of let the oil come. Usually there's one or two drops that kind of come, and I warm the oil up. I activate it in a sense by kind of moving it in circles on my hand, and then I kind of bring it always into the back of my ears here, because this is where the oldest limbic brain is really directly active to this part, and it's actually what's going to take in the oil and all of the traumas and memories and all the insecureness of the limbic brain, which is based on survival, is going to start actually playing with the scent. And so I usually take a really deep breath like that and kind of hold it and just kind of allow it to take over, and then breathe back out, and I do 3 of those breaths. And you immediately start feeling the different smells, the different frequencies. You might even have some memories of what that reminds you of that kind of come, and just allow that process to be as you enjoy this little ritual of taking in essential oils into your body. Now, usually I also tell people to use this oil on the base of their feet, which is exactly where it grounds, and then in the back, right at the tailbone, so that it really enhances the first chakra as it's meant to. The beauty of this oil is it's going to immediately bring you into a relaxed state. It kind of relaxes your nervous system to a certain degree, especially by the fact that it relaxes your adrenal glands and your cerebral glands, and so it starts opening up your body to allow for the grounding energy, the earth energy, to come into your body and nourish your body and feel deeply connected to this planet, this earth. And it's also the earth as a element, in a sense, and so it's this yin-yin energy. It is very receptive, and it's bringing us into this body. Okay. One of the aspects of the words that I find that defines the quality that you get from this is all about caring. It's about security. It's about caring for your own security of being in the body. There's something about being rooted in your body. You know, it also brings you into presence. And there's this certain abundance. I mean, this is the chakra of bringing in energy of the material plane. And so once you open this, there's this deep abundance that you tune into, which is very much what is going on the planet today. The planet is abundant, and we are in abundance. And of course, there's a security that gives us this fearlessness. So as we feel more grounded in the process of change, we fear less. There's a really nice little kind of mantra that I use with this oil, which is that I'm resting in the safety of knowing that life will always serve my highest path with abundance. So I usually kind of try to repeat that as I breathe in the oil, and it actually really helps create a little ritual around the first chakra and your balancing of your energy field. Oftentimes when this energy is not, really working properly, you're going to have issues in the body. You're going to have issues of being tired. You're going to have issues of being overworked, over-adrenalized. Your serenal glands are tired, and in a sense, you're going to feel sensitive to noise. You're going to feel sensitive to excitation, and you're not going to have that oomph that you're looking for. I mean, the adrenal gland is that oomph, that pure adrenaline rush of being alive, that kind of wake up and you're going, and you don't need the coffee, you're just already alive. And that's kind of like what we're trying to do when you have that open chakra. And unfortunately today, a lot of us are exhausted by the repetitive jobs that we have that exhaust our energy source, because we're not really in the spontaneous presence of what life is trying to bring us into, which is change and evolution. So this is a really beautiful oil. Trust. I hope you get to smell and experience its beautiful aroma. Each of these oils is a really unique perfume. The way that I crafted these was really more about the proper plant for the proper frequency to really help the energetic body work, but the consequence is that they each smell really unique and really beautiful, very rounded, and you'll see that you might gravitate towards one smell or actually reject it, and either you love the smell or you really push it away, and most of the time that's a really good indication of you need that oil. If you don't really have any kind of, yeah, it's nice, or whatever, you probably are balanced in that. Another way is obviously the colors. So, if you're attracted to one color in particular, you probably also need that. Because remember, these are all about the frequency, and the subconsciousness works with frequency. And so immediately, if you allow yourself to be guided, you will find 1 to 3 oils that you're attracted to, either by color, by the frequency, by the name of them, or just by the smell. So hopefully you can experience them. And now we'll move on to the next one.